There you go again. If it is the Somalian Islamic country, or the Eritrean or something like that, I was just looking at the people that were going, and he didn't seem to be from Pakistan or Afghanistan or anything like that. They seemed to be African sort of people. And that's another breed again. That's another reaction again. You know, the reaction of these people, British-born Muslims, is going to be it's 10 times different from immigrants who are Muslims. They'll think they're back in their world, mate, and they're under attack by all these. It's exactly the same as what was happening there. That's why they've come here. This is going to go scatty, you know, unless some religious leaders and powerful voices start going, listen, we need calm in this city now. Rats, mate. This is just our city. It's the mosque in West Derby, on West Derby Road, mate, near the town centre, near the Grafton. There's a club called Queen's Road End. It is what it is, mate. You want to be counted? This is the time, lad, in your cities. I've told you what I do if them patriots carry on. For the people out there, focus on the patriots. And I know every time I mention them, they're getting a little bit of recognition. But they need to be noticed for what they're doing. You know, just like anyone who was in the EDL went anywhere, they'd get exposed, they'd lose their jobs, they'd get attacked, they'd get this, they'd get named and shamed. All that. You just got to do the same again, haven't you? The way you shut EDL down, it's the way you're going to shut this down. Unfortunately, people. Yes, Lady G, baby. Watch how they shut EDL down now, this Starmer. You know, it's still there, lingering. They've got a new name so they can get funding. But they're going to make that into a terrorist organisation, that EDL. And you see all them that's been standing on a stage, shouts all over the gaff. They're just going to jail for life, basically, because they're instigating and inciting madness, which could lead on to terrorist attacks. So say they make that EDL into a group that's banned for supporting terrorism in this country. That's all they've got to do. I think it might already be banned, but not under the terrorism laws. If they bring it under the terrorism laws, and see in the last 10 years or so, you've had a helmet, because they're normally helmets, aren't they? Like little cesspits in rooms. That's gone out and done a madness. And the busies have got him after the madness and done an investigation, went into his room, and he's got EDL this and EDL that and EDL that. They just get all that put on them when they get to court. It was your incisive ideology that created people to go on and commit these type of crimes. You just get slammed. So justice has always prevailed in this country, whether you like how it's dished or not. You know, they get round to dealing with the people that need to be dealt with. And they've got them now. It's only a matter of time before he's on a naughty charge, that kid. Naughty charge, though. I think he knows that now. I think that Tommy Robinson can see, you know, the end is near for him being free to scream what he's screaming. Especially with that Starmer. They might be able to pull a little few stones with him, mate. So let's think about this then for a sec. The theory is that Starmer's on the books of the Israelis, and so's Robinson. We know Robinson is, it's factual, and we know that Starmer is. He's been donated often too many times for him to not be. And then we understand that, you know, he was given permission to hold 2 events smack bang in the middle of London. Does that not concern us? Now look what's happened since them 2 events. We don't know the full details yet with the Southport killer. You know, he was born Christian in this country. But we've had loads of born Christians in this country that's being reverted by a mentality that's not correct. Just like the soldiers that killed Lee Rigby. They were Nigerian born Christians who reverted to Christianity, to Islam 2 years before. So, you know, it's not a possibility. It's not off the cards that this kid may have converted and went sick. But it's just the way it is, isn't it? It's the way it is. What do? Get the non-reverts and say they're different? I'll be honest with you. I was in Parkhurst. I went to Parkhurst, and there was loads of kids of Islam in this Parkhurst. Serious ones though. I'm watching Taliban training CDs in cells with this lot. They're all from London. But I've sat round a table in prisons in Yorkshire with Muslims lads. Trained with them, ate with them, laughed with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then I've chilled with them down there, and they were reverts. You had 1 or 2 that wasn't, but the majority of them was. And I'm not saying this as being discriminate, I'm just saying this as an observation, obviously. But the ideology and the mindset these had compared to these Muslims was just off the charter. Just off the chart. That's what I'm saying. They've got DVDs with training camps in Afghanistan, and that's what they're watching. The way they practice the Islam is a lot more so it's a good thing in Islam to eat your food with your fingers. But there's a time and place. So there was this kid called, everyone still called him Tony. He was a white kid from London. Turned out he was in on a mad grape. Didn't know that till later, but he turned out he was on a mad grape charge. But he's a passionate Muslim now. And I'd never seen, he's walking around the wing with no shoes on and no socks on, saying it's part of his religion. I'm thinking, well, this is a different form, because I've just been up there for 3 years with the Muslims, and they're not doing what you're doing. So I found him fascinating. And where I got a cleaner's job, he was a cleaner facing me. This Parkhurst was just mad. I'm speaking with him a lot. And he was he'd hold a sermon on the wing, basically. So when you go in jail, right, say you go into Frankland, not Frankland, say you go into Whitemore, right, and you've got the wing's Muslim, and on the wing you'll have I'd say that it's the most educated within the religion that becomes the sermon, if you like. And I think it's a sermon, but basically it's like an imam in prison. And basically on the wings in prison, you've got seriously educated kids. On the floor kids who practice Islam. And the knowledge and the history of it, because it's been massive and deep. And that's sort of how the one who they believe has got the most knowledge and the most information about the Quran and Muhammad and all this seems to get pushed to the one who takes the sermons. So at a certain time on your wing, you'll be stood there doing what you're doing, and you'll see about bang on time And sometimes they'll have 3 or 4 sermons in the same cell, so you'll have 10 go in, do the prayer, come out, another 10 in, do the prayer, come out. Honest, it's what it's like in Parkhurst. So this Tony, that's what he done. So he'd have like 8 bodies in a cell while he was conducting the prayers. So I was speaking to him and getting a lot of information, or a lot of my information of Islam about him. And basically he was one of them kids in prison that reverted to Islam, and now he's got to stay in custody. Does that make sense to you? Well, let me tell you this. If he didn't revert to Islam, he would have been out. And that's what they were doing back then. Back then, when you had madness like proper terror attacks going off in London like this, if you reverted around that time, you automatically became a threat to the state, because that's the way they looked at you. They looked at you like you were turning that to that religion because you hate authority and you hate the system. So automatically they're labelling you in custody, which is making you a serious threat to be released. And because it's about terrorism and religion and that, you don't really get the reports. It's always redacted out or something. But they've done that to loads of kids in prison. And it was like our Danny reverted in prison. And then I think he deverted, I don't know what that's called, but I think he stopped practicing it after a while. And that was harming him. Because what that done to Danny is, that made Danny, who's a dangerous prisoner, now jumping on board with the brothers who were the dangerous prisoners. Do you understand what I mean? So it just makes your profile like a lot more interesting to the security agencies in prison, because they exist in there. You know, there's MI5 all over them dispersal systems, probes all over the gaff. You know, proper sophisticated probes, mate, just all over the wings. So let's hope, you know, this thing in Liverpool doesn't go too far. I can see what's happening already, because that's what you're dealing with the Muslims from Toxteth. That's what you're dealing with them now. They're not going to stand there when there's a mosque half a mile away from where their mosque is and let their brothers be intimidated, or let their family, because that's what it's like. They're not just going to stand by and let their family be intimidated the way they're getting intimidated. And have you seen the way they have chose that mosque? Have you seen the way they've chose that mosque? They know it's not full of Scousers. They know it's full of like foreign people. It might have Scousers and that in there now, but initially it was set up to accommodate this certain community for its prayers and that. You know, because there weren't space nowhere. It's all, yeah, look, I'm getting warnings and that, people. Getting warnings and that now. So I think it's time to, I didn't know there was 1,000 of us here. I'm straight-headed, so don't be worrying about me scratching my nose. I've just got a hitchy nose. And I don't really want to lose this backup profile, because it's a good thing. So let me just do this for you one sec, people. And what I'll do, because it's going to get interesting tonight, innit? I haven't even started being comical yet. Well, just let me tell you what I'm about. I'm all about choose a life, not a knife. I'm all about deterring your children away from joining gangs and ending up on that path of prison, traumatic lives, short relationships, addictions to drugs, everything that comes with that gang culture later on. It's laughing when your kid's 16, 17, 8, 19, but when he gets to 21, 22, 23, you know, that's when all the deficiencies start being, you know, you can see them, you can notice what's going on with them all of a sudden. And that's what choose a life's not a knife all about, people. That's why I scream at the top of my voice at your kids. Don't go near that drug dealing scumbag. Look what he's doing to your estates. Look at the violence. Look at the kids that are getting caught in the crossfire. Look how many dads are in prison because they're dealing drugs. Look how many smackheads are on your street bumming money off your kids because they're drugs. Look how many single mothers is. Look how many relationship breakdowns there is because of drugs. Drugs is a massive problem, people, and that's what Choose a Life Not a Knife is all about. Deterring the younger generations from being led astray from these horrible, poisonous pieces of shit. Know exactly what they're doing to the generation below them. How did he know? Because they've lived a life. What are they doing now? Not willing to take the risk, but willing for your son to take the risk for them. Horrible, dirty, dying scumbags, every single one of them. And that's what I'm really about, and that's why I get a lot of hatred. Buzzing with Liverpool tonight, to be honest.
The suspect, despite the fact that he is under 18, could be named in order to dispel the kind of...
Do you reckon they were expecting it, like the thing in Sunderland and then the Liverpool thing to go out at the same time type of thing? And then the Scousers just went, you know what, this mate can't go on destroying half. You've got to just turn your attention to protecting everyone in the community again. Be extra vigilant. Sound clear, yours been okay? Nice one, Carol. Carol says hi. Davey. I didn't expect it, but not surprised, says Deborah. Not kicked off in Brum and Cov, yeah. Well, there's one on the 17th of August in Birmingham. That's a Patriots one. And the reason they get away with it in the cities, like, because they don't see the posts. You know, because the algorithm. It's like the... might sound far-fetched this, but it's like they've got a different algorithm for 3 parts of the country. So like the Midlands and all that bulk of it has got an algorithm. South has got an algorithm. And North has got an algorithm. You know, so when you're going through your phones and you're getting all this, it's all different in different areas. MJS, nice one, lad. Peace Unity March in Liverpool tomorrow, says Catherine. I hope that's what it is, lad. I've been dying to repost it all, but you just don't know. I don't want to be reposting these things, and it kicks in there. I don't want nothing to do with it, nothing. You got LFC6 saying our city needs more disturbance. I think you just need to get off the wheel, lad, and get a bird and have a coke. You might see the world different then, mate. Bluey, Liverpool stands tomorrow. Peaceful. Good shout, lads. Scouse Jennifer, ignore him. Have you been on here all day? No, I've been on your mar a few hours a day, lad. Don't risk it. Liverpool needs peace, unity, togetherness, oneness. Complete opposite to division. It's what we need.